Hey, Donna Hetzler here with What's Up Wednesday. Hey, ladies. Hello, everybody who's been so faithfully tuning in and sharing our posts and commenting. I get texts from all of you, and I know each of you, Denise, Janessa, and Valerie, have been getting an outpouring too of responses from our weekly update. So thank you for the love. I'll send you a heart here in the love, right, to everybody for that. So we want to jump right into the marketplace and what in the world is going on with our real estate market. There's just, I mean, it's ever changing. We decide one thing and advise clients one thing, and then something changes, right? And so we're trying to be flexible and move because no one's got all the answers or a crystal ball on what's going to happen and how things are going to play out. So today, Wednesdays are a big day for New Dawn Realty because we are part of Metro Brokers Elite. We're in the tech center with 200 agents, and they are all longtime agents and very just full of wisdom. And so we had our office meeting. We did another Zoom early this morning and just getting all of the feedback, what we are hearing, and it was very interesting, and probably to you ladies too in our office meeting, was that what they're seeing in the marketplace. Like all of us kind of expected coming out of this lockdown, stay-at-home order, that the market was going to rebound because the inventory is very low. And so you can still price things kind of like at market value, maybe a little bit over. But now what we're hearing from everybody is that if you're pricing around market value or even a little bit over, if you're $5,000 to $10,000 over like fair market value, the listings are sitting and price reducing. And those that are pricing under market value, like 5,000 to 10,000 under, are getting multiple offers. One of our agents had 26 offers on one listing, and they priced below market value and had a strategic plan of driving up. So I've got a couple where we priced right at market value, and that was the good plan at the time. But as things transpired and the market changed, which the market is always changing, we saw that that strategy might not be as good. So now we're going to have to view that. And there's some other factors on my listings too, with some different neighborhood listings coming on that changes the dynamics of that, the supply and demand and all that good stuff. But what did you ladies think about that at the office meeting this morning? Like, wow, we're supposed to price, okay, inventory is low and we're supposed to price under fair market value in order to drive up that price. It's a little bit different thinking, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me too much because, just like you said, it's always changing. So
right.
It's just another change that.
And that's the key, is having an experienced realtor who is always watching the marketplace, always, we've got our finger on the pulse. We're trying to figure out, what is it? What's changing? Why isn't this working? Right. Why is this working? And always thinking ahead and trying to be a step ahead. What are you seeing, Valerie, with multiple offers and pricing and all that stuff?
I'm seeing a lot of buyers who are competing against multiple offers right now. And everything I'm reading from the experts is saying that that will continue and escalate into the third and fourth quarter in 2020 and into 2021 because there isn't enough inventory. But I am also seeing that people are pricing things a little low. I hadn't heard 5,000 to 10,000, but I had heard a little bit low. And the experts that I've read are saying that we will continue to see values increase on property, not at the level that we have over the last 4 to 5 years, but that was an unusual level that we saw then. And so it'll be a slower increase in values, but not any decreases. They're saying in some areas of the country, there may be some small decreases in values in 2021, but not in this area because there's too much of a gap between what's available and how many people want to buy.
Oh, good.
And we're also hearing that rates will continue to stay low through 2020 and into part of 2021. Awesome. But a big difference that we're seeing is that lenders are controlling their risk by adding what are called overlays. So instead of allowing a 600 credit score or a 620 credit score, Now the minimum is 640, or, you know, it depends on the product, obviously.
Sure.
But things are changing in order for lenders to control their risk during an unknown event. And one other thing that I'm seeing is that there are people who are concerned that we have a housing bubble like we did in 2008, and that couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah.
Not enough supply, again, for all the people who want to buy. And as long as that is true, then we cannot have a housing bubble like we had in 2008.
Good to know. Well, and you ladies, I mean, Denise and Janessa are doing some new builds right now and seeing that the inventory is so low and builders can't keep up with the demand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. The amount of houses, I mean, I'm sure it's the same up there, but down here in the Springs is just right down the street from me. There's just houses popping up, and I know that a lot of them are inventory houses, and they're just going to sell like mad. So.
Yep.
I'm
And
going to go visit a bunch of new builds out in it's around 6 and 470 area this weekend. Yeah.
wow.
There's a bunch out in Elizabeth Marina too. It's everywhere. They're building like crazy.
Oh my gosh, they're knocking down a mountain next to where I live and putting 1,000 homes, right? And I came out to the country to be away from the crowds, and now
Right.
I have even more, which is good for growth, and I'm appreciative of that. But David had said to me, "You want to go to Kiowa?" I'm like, "No, my office is in the tech center, and I go all over the place. I can't move to Kiowa." But yes, it just seems like there's not enough product out there, and people are buying, so it's really good. And then, you know, speaking of our office meeting, Janessa was going to give you guys a little overview on the Colorado Association of Realtors and what we are doing as realtors to pour back into the community.
Yeah, so, you know, I talked last week about how important it is to ask that question and make sure that you're working with a realtor, because we do have all these extra resources. We have, you know, we're required to take code of ethics classes. We're just real estate agents that are not a part of association. They're not necessarily required to do that. So we're here to protect you guys ultimately, but also to protect our community and give back to our community. So Colorado Association of Realtors has really been taking heart to everything that's going on, and we've been giving back as we always have, and it's projected that we're going to be giving back $350,000 just to helping assistance with sheltering, and so I mean that's huge. It's a hard time with everything going on. I mean, now outside of COVID, and it's just a crazy time. So what can we do to, you know, help those people in need? And our association is not only in place to protect you guys by informing their agents, but also to give back and to help protect our community, which I'm very proud to be a part of. So
Me too. Well, and Denise, did you find anything, speaking of shelter and COVID and all this stuff that's going on in the world? I know you were doing a little study with your clients about how COVID's affected them, and did you come up with some?
Yeah, I actually asked random people as well as my clients how COVID has affected them, and
Did you have a microphone, like interviewing them, like so?
I wish. I'm gonna get it, even if it's fake. I'm gonna bring one.
There you go.
Anyway, so it was very interesting. I heard amazing stories of how it has been a positive effect on people. I've heard of a couple of people that lost people, which is very devastating. And I don't want to share too much detail this time, because I also wanted to share with you that I recently lost a family member, not to COVID, but to cancer, and how it's brought my family a little bit closer together. And a cousin and I started talking about our old memories, our old houses, how we enjoyed being together and memories that we made with our families. That's why I think it's really important to have a home too, just so you can share those memories. Not only are you making the best investment in yourself, but you're making memories of your life. And sometimes it's hard to leave your home. Like my uncle just passed, and they're having to go through the things inside of home. So there'll be memories that they'll be losing there. Sorry.
I know, it's emotional, right? We were talking about this off camera, if you will, just before we started our What's Up Wednesday. And I was saying that I've got a client who raised her family in her home, and they've been there for 35 years, and they just moved into the mountains. And she actually wrote a blog about saying goodbye and walking out of that house and hearing her children, her young boys, like playing, and, you know, just that whole movie reel played out before them as they walked out of their life of 35 years and into this new season. So Denise is right. It's not just about, you know, an investment, which is great. We make money for our clients, but it's also building memories and a life together. And then Janessa had popped in because you've got to quote
Yeah.
Valerie, right?
So when I first started and first met with Valerie, I actually just found this note the other day. But one thing she told me how important our job is as a realtor, because you are not just selling houses to people, but we are selling you homes. And that's, I think, a huge difference between that word house and a home. A home is where you make those memories, you connect with people, you raise your children, you have your families. And that is just so incredibly special to have that home that you can call yours, where you continue to make those memories. So thanks, Valerie, for that advice early on.
And you want to give us an update on the marketplace and lending. And this, by the way, you all know her because it's Valerie Fisher with Prime Lending, right? But you want to give us a little update on stuff, and then Janessa will cue in on the video how to contact Valerie. So what's up with the money?
Well, I had some people ask me this week about credit reports and why there's a difference in the scores and between the three bureaus, because mortgage lenders have to pull what's called a tri-merge, which is a credit report from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And the scores are always, I should say, almost always different between the three bureaus, because there are different mathematical calculations that they use for each bureau. And not every creditor reports to every bureau every month. Some report quarterly. And so if you have made a change, say paid down debt or paid off debt or something, you may not, it takes longer for that score to come up than it does to go down. But you may not see a change until the quarterly. So say March, June, etc. And then, and I can always pull a report that tells people, here are the exact steps you need to do in order to have a high likelihood of getting the score that you want. And of course, the higher the score, the better you're going to get on your mortgage interest rate and mortgage insurance, etc. So your credit score is pretty important. So if you have questions, I'm happy to pull a report and give you an homework assignment to figure out how to get you where you want to be.
That's good advice.
But it does take time. So if you want to buy something today, you may be too late as far as increasing your score. So if you're thinking a month, 2 months, 3 months, let's do this work now so that it has time to actually work.
Yes, that's good advice. And you're also verifying income, I understand, like
Yes.
That's 3 points in a loan now, and that's a little bit of a change, right?
That is a change. I don't think it's a permanent change. I think it's just a change during this high unemployment time frame because of COVID. But lenders used to have to verify employment in the beginning and at the end of every transaction. Now there's going to be at least a call the day of closing to make sure that you're still employed. So you would, when you get ready to close on your house, expect somebody to call and verify that you are actually still employed. And then there's the regular one in the beginning, and then there's one the last 10 days before closing, and there may be one in the middle also.
Well, interesting.
It's
Lots of changes. We've got to be
Yeah.
flexible and kind of, go with the flow, and all sorts of changes that are occurring in the marketplace. But that's good info. And I kind of feel like I have to do a from the edge of the earth to the mountains of Colorado. Valerie Fisher, because you got these cool backgrounds and everything. So, so awesome. All right, Janessa,
Right.
how are we doing on time? Do you want to get to our raffle?
Yeah.
Because
Time to
the
wrap
fun-
it up. So, as we promised, we will be doing a drawing today. This is our once a month drawing, so we'll do the next one first week in July. How you enter these drawings, you comment, you share, you answer our weekly questions, you
By
engage.
the way,
Yes.
we need to have our question before we do the drawing or after.
Go for it,
Go
Denise.
ahead, Denise. Go for it.
Okay. First, I want to do the quote. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving, by Albert Einstein. I don't know why that appealed to me, but it did. And the question I have for you this week is, have you ever driven by a previous home, just to go back down memory lane? If you
Like
have,
your childhood home?
let us know. I'm sorry?
Like your childhood home?
Correct. Or any home that you've been in
That
that
you've
you have
lived in.
special memories.
Okay.
Yeah, share those
That's my
special
question.
homes with us.
Yeah.
All right, so
Thank you.
I am going to share my screen now, and we're going to go ahead and do this week's drawing, and then we'll be in contact with you afterwards for your prize.
Fun. Yay, this is always the fun part. Like,
I know.
oh, look at all those names. Cool.
Look at all these names. You guys are so awesome for sharing. So here we go. All right. That's awesome.
Awesome. She has been a long time client. She's bought and sold various places here in Colorado with me, and going from here back to California because of life changes with her mother before she passed away, and then moving back to Colorado. And she's such a big supporter. And so I'm just like thrilled that she won, because she watches so faithfully every week. And then it's always a text like, the team is so fabulous, and she's like a cheerleader. So that I'm like, oh,
Yay.
my heart happy that she won. So
Awesome. So
yes,
awesome.
hooray! So congratulations, Carol Hetzler, and one of our biggest supporters. So thank you for that. My goodness, it goes by so
Right,
fast.
I know.
With you all, and thank you, Valerie, for all your wisdom and
Yeah, thank
Thanks for inviting me.
yeah,
I enjoy visiting with you.
you.
teaching us all the things about what's changing and being with us. And like I said, I know many of my clients have worked with Valerie, invite her to parties. So if you need to refinance, or we're going to go out and look for a new home, check in with Valerie. And Denise is all over it. She's out showing and doing things. So is Janessa. Janessa just sold something up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Wow, is that Winter Park?
Granby.
Granby. Okay, yeah, up in Granby. So we are all over. I just sold something in Greeley. So we are all over the place. Janessa's based out of Colorado Springs, and she went to Granby. So call us, and we will take very good care of you here at Dawn Realty. Thank you for your love and support, and we will see you with new updates with everything changing next Wednesday for What's Up Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.